fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're back at it again with the return of Ultra Egg. We have 4 more to take a look at today. We have number 6, Ultraman Orb Origin. Number 7, Ultraman Geed Primitive. Number 8, Ultraman Rosso Flame. And number 9, Ultraman Blue Aqua. So pretty much just going to be the same mold as we saw last time, because apparently for the return of Ultra Egg, they really just made one new mold and then did all the Ultramen in that mold. And it just come to my attention that all of the monster or kaiju are the same ones that they did a long time ago. They're not new remolds or anything. They're just reissues. So I'll still take a look at those in another video because I did buy a considerable amount of those. But I was looking through and I realized that number 4 was Victory, and I missed that one somehow. But the other one that I missed was Bolton, and it's because I realized it looked very similar to the one I already had, and it turns out I was right, because all the kaiju are just reissues. So I did not buy that one, but I think I bought the other ones because I missed out on them the first time, so it was a nice way to get some ones that I missed out on. But packaging for these, pretty simple, just a bubble-on card here. Have a picture of the Ultraman form, and then of course it comes packaged in the egg form. And then over here, just kind of showing you how to transform it, although there are not really any clear instructions, but it's pretty apparent how you can transform these. So I'm going to go ahead and get these 4 out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the 4 eggs out of the packaging, and like I said, they're all going to be the same mold. They have the kind of chest plate of the individual Ultraman here painted on the front. So here is the chest plate for Orb Origin. I gotta be honest, I don't really remember him being black. I thought he was mostly silver, but here we are. Here is Geed Primitive. Here is Rosso Flame. And then Blue Aqua. So the paint here on the front, very, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and transform Orb Origin here. So we're going to start by kind of grabbing the leg section. Flip this around and you can see that there are 2 little tabs, which are going to tab in right there. So that'll just connect in there. And then you're going to split the legs. Then the shin and the foot will flip down from the back, like so. Unpeg the arms from the side. You can see that there's a little tab there that just tabbed into the side. And then extend the arms down. And then we're going to come around to the back, flip open this panel, flip the head out, and then close it up. And here we have Ultraman Orb Origin. He's got a little loose ball joints in the hips, kind of like some of the other ones from the last video. We'll see how he is at standing on his own. Not too bad. But you can see really nice paint applications here. We have some really nice silver paint here on the head. Some nice metallic blue as well. Head can swivel from side to side. Really nice metallic paint here on the chest, on the arms here, and then a little bit down here on the shins and the toes. So like I said, you have a little bit of movement here and then at the base of the neck just because of how it transforms. But then you also have a swivel side to side at the base of the skull. You have a hinge here at the shoulder, but again, this eggshell piece kind of hits into the chest, so it can't really do much there. But it can spin all the way around. Then you have pretty much 90 degrees. Almost 180 actually because of the transformation there in the elbow. Nothing in the wrist, nothing in the waist. Kick pretty far forward. Let me move the arm out of the way. Kick a little bit out to the side, but it kind of hits into the top there. And you can't really go back at all because that hits into that. And then you have really nice movement there at the knee because of the transformation. And then you have a little bit of toe articulation as well. Again, mostly for the transformation, but it's there if you wish to utilize it. So he looks pretty good. Like I said, I really don't remember him being this black, but I guess they didn't want to do like gray and silver, so they wanted to jazz it up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and transform the other 3 here real quick. Since it's all the same transformation, I'm just going to go through and do it real quick. So here we have all 4 fully transformed. We'll start over here with Geed Primitive. He looks pretty great. Paint on the head really looks nice. They all have the exact same points of articulation. Some really nice paint here on the chest and the thighs. And then the tiniest little bit down here on the toes. But yeah, he came out pretty great. And I have to say, as Rosso falls over, I'm not the hugest fan of Rube as a show. Certainly not as the toys. But these came out really nice. These 2 have, I think, some of the most paint that I've seen on all of these And these look pretty sharp, I have to say. So really nice paint and detailing there on the head. I think that looks really sharp. A lot of nice paint here on the chest. You have the arms, the fists, all the way down the thighs there. It's just a lot of paint, and I think he came out really good. He looks really sharp. And then Aqua, I think, looks even better. He has a ton of paint as well. And again, just all that detailing on the head. I think that looks really sharp. That came out really great. Chest here, biceps, fists, down here on the thighs as well. Now this one, I've noticed this with a couple of these. You can kind of see how there's kind of a gap there. And it doesn't take much that you can kind of just pop these right off. And you can kind of see how the head works there, the neck. So it's very simple. What I do is I just kind of open this up just so I can grab a hold of this piece a little bit easier to keep it in place. And you just pop them right back on. So if the heads ever pop off for you, it's very simple to just pop them right back on. Honestly, these guys have pretty decent hip joints as well, which I think why they stand a little bit better. So honestly, these four came out pretty great. I think all four of these look really sharp, and like I said, even though I'm not the hugest fan of Rube, these two came out really, really good in my opinion, just because the amount of detail and paint applications on these two specifically, they just look really, really sharp. These two are really nicely painted. And that's not to say that these two aren't. I just feel like these have even more paint than these two, and just, especially in the helmets. The helmets are very intricate for these two, and they came out great. So I definitely recommend checking these out. The nice thing about the return of Ultra Egg, even though we do have some of these characters previously, we're getting a lot of the new generation heroes, so they're ones that have never been in egg form before, so that's really cool. Even though they are kind of all the same transformation, it's still kind of fun, you know, to collect them. But like I said, if you just want to kind of grab your favorite one and kind of keep it, you know, as a desk toy, something like that, I think that's kind of where these shine. Not necessarily that you have to buy all of them. By all means, collect them all if you love them all. But I feel like most people would probably just grab, you know, one or two that are their favorite and just keep it as like a desk toy to fidget, you know, transform back and forth. They have good articulation, but it's not like spectacular articulation. If you're looking for really good, like articulated Ultraman figures, I would definitely recommend the Ultra Action figure line, which I definitely have a lot of reviews for. I probably should do a comparison. I'll have to go fish one of them out in a minute. But honestly, you know, these I think are just kind of fun for, you know, the novelty of it transforming into an egg. I mean, there's no reason it should transform into an egg, but it's just kind of a fun fidget toy, and I think they're fun for that regard. But yeah, if you're looking for really good articulated figures, I would definitely recommend the Ultra Action figure line, and I would also recommend the Chodo line, which is very similar to, you know, Shodo or Sodo or Yudo or something like that, but for Ultraman. And they have like a new line they call like Alpha, which is, you know, almost kind of like the Shodo Double X. I think it's kind of on that caliber. I haven't picked up a set yet, but I have one on order, so I'll be able to check those out. But yeah, they have some articulation. They're not ridiculously articulated, especially the shoulders. I think that's really where you lose functionality because those eggshell pieces are constantly hitting into the torso. But they're definitely fun for novelty toys. So someone had asked on the last video how they scale with the Ultra Action figures that I was just talking about. So just to give you, you know, a quick size comparison here, they're fairly close. Honestly, I would say the Ultra Action figure is maybe half an inch to an inch taller, but I would say honestly they're pretty close. So I feel like if you wanted to kind of mix and match these, it wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, they actually scale pretty decently with the Ultra Action figures. So that's going to do it for these four. I think they came out pretty great. Honestly, really nice paint applications. I think the helmets, especially on these two, really came out sharp because they're a little bit more intricate than the others are. But they all look really great. Again, not to put down these two. Orb Origin and Geed Primitive also look fantastic. So they're not perfect, though. They're all the same mold. You know, they have that eggshell piece kind of getting in the way of the shoulder. So again, they're not super articulated, but they're decently articulated. If you're looking for something a little bit more articulated, I would go for the Ultra Action figure line or the Candy Toy line. And I don't have one of those to show, but I would imagine they probably come up to about the neck or maybe the middle of the head. That's about how tall they are. So, you know, these and the other two lines of figures are all kind of in scale with each other, give or take half an inch in either direction. So I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, I think they're fun for fidget toys. Like I said, collect them all, pick your favorite, you know, however you like to collect. But I do think it's worth having at least one of these if you're an Ultraman fan, because they're just fun. They're just fun little desk toys, and they look great, and I like them. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.